my crafty friends, are you ready for St. Patrick's Day? I'm getting there. This is probably about all you'll see, but you can do even more by creating your own DIY apparel. So let's get started. These glasses are not going to do it for me, so I'm going to set those aside. And my headband that you can barely see if I crunch down, it says "Kiss Me" if you didn't know. You know, when you're Irish. So anyway, we'll get that off. So all that came from Dollar Tree, which is easy peasy to add anything like that to your apparel. What we're going to do today is I'm going to demonstrate to you how to make your own t-shirts super easy. So what I'm doing is I started thinking about kids, and my grandkids aren't ready, you know, to go to school, but how fun to wear when they go to preschool. So with that in mind, I'm going to tell you exactly what I have here. So I've had this shirt for a while, obviously because it's a 4T, and so I either picked this up at Joann's or Michael's, maybe Hobby Lobby. I'm not quite sure because, you know. So we have our t-shirt. We have a stencil that says "Loads of Luck." We're going to be using two different inks today, emerald green and that infamous coal black. The other things we're going to be using, I have my Paintbrush Squeegees, and I have another squeegee. Actually, I'm going to use, this is a mini squeegee, and you can actually, there's more to it, but I cut mine down. And then I have my pink squeegee, which are special right now because we have Easter going on. The other thing I'm going to use is these nifty-difty measuring pieces to help me place my stencil where I need to, not only down from the neck, but also to center it. So these are really awesome. So there's an infant, toddler, which is what I'm going to use, youth, and then adult. So I'm going to put those aside, and I keep these together. These are clamps from Dollar Tree. Oh my gosh, I use them for so many things, and they're awesome. So I'm going to set those aside. The other things that I'm going to use are my stencil sponge, and I'm using this for my my stencil, so that since I'm using ink, I can wash it really well. I'm going to do that right away in my little bath over here, and then we will have that piece ready to go. The other thing I'm going to use, oh, I might as well open this, huh? Okay, I'm going to put that in my water, actually. And then we're also going to use an ink mat. And so I'm going to open my ink mat. I have several of these. I buy new ones all the time. You can clean them. Very easy to clean. If you use I use my little dish pan, and I add Dawn dish soap to it. And then with my stencil sponge that I have here, I use that to, pull that closer to me. I use that to help scrub off all the extra fuzzy things. So one important thing about ink mats, it comes with a cover on it. And this cover obviously comes off. It's protecting your stickiness, but the front is the front and the back is the back, and you don't want to get them mixed up. So what I'm going to do is I get calendars all the time, and I get the stickers, and then I totally forget. So I am going to go with, I got this, so that I can remember that. Ooh, oh, I tore it. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, come on. There we go. Maybe it realized that it wasn't going on a page. I'm going to end up ripping that, so I'm going to go with, don't forget, So I'm going to put, don't forget, down here in my corner. So that tells me this is the side that goes up, and then I know that my other side. If you put the top side down, you're never going to get it off. Well, you will, but it's not going to, it's not fine. So then what I'll do, I'm going to take this off just so you can see that I've got my front, and then of course this is my back, and that back is what I want to make sure goes back on here. So I'm going to take, I usually take and cut these when I'm doing a toddler shirt. But let's get started. So let's see. I need to take my backer off. I have to grab my, oh, what did I do with my Sharpie? I don't know what I did with my Sharpie. Do I have a Sharpie in here? Oh, I have a green Sharpie. So I'm just going to put on the back of this loads of love, because that tells me this is the back of my backer sheet, but it also tells me what stencil this goes to when I take it off. So before I actually do that, I'm going to take, and this is where for me it gets a little bit tricky, because I want to put my ink mat in between the front and the back of my shirt. And so I'm just going to sneak this up in there, and I'm going to go all the way up to my shoulder, I think. Let's see, do we have it? Yeah. And then I'm just going to flatten on my whole shirt. Let me make sure I've got that flat. Okay, it's not in straight, but let's see where our stencil goes, and if I have to move it, then I'll move it. So I'm taking the one that it says toddler, you can see that, toddler, and I'm going to place it on here so that it's going all the way up, and then I can see where it's centered. So it looks like I'm going to be okay. So I'm going to take my backer sheet off. I am not fuzzing this time, and the reason I'm not fuzzing is because I don't need to. I'm not doing this on wood. I'm not doing it on glass or metal. I'm doing this on a shirt. So now I can see where I need to go to center. Are we perfect? We've got it. Now, this is a good way to make sure it's centered, because ink is permanent, so you're not going to be able to wash this out and start over. You're going to be heading back to the craft store where you can pick up another shirt. So let's do this. I make t-shirts for myself and my family all the time, so I have a plethora of shirts in the bag. I may not find the color that I always want, and I got lucky with this one. Okay, so I can see that even though my ink mat is just turned a little bit, my stencil is still right here, and I'm okay. Now, if you didn't have, it depends upon the size of your fingers. Remember, I'm kind of a medium hand, and if I do this, I'm actually right here, I'm about 3 fingers. Now that's for me. If you have smaller hands, you may want to go lower. I need some water here, excuse me. So let's start. And I think what I'm going to do is put my glasses on, right? I am going to start with my black truck, but that is so close. Do I have my handy dandy painter's tape near me? No. I put it aside. Okay, we're going to take our chances. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black. And I'm actually going to grab another squeegee in case I need one. I'm going to do the black first. This little piece there actually goes on the top. And I have a wipe here, and I'm just going to wipe my hand. And the reason I'm doing this is, one, I've been painting all day, and I still have white and green paint all over my fingers. But mostly because now I have black ink under my fingernails. This will be great. I want to make sure that it's clean so that if I happen to touch my shirt, then I'm not going to get ink on it. I'm going to set that back. Okay, so I'm going to take my squeegee and I'm going to put it in my black ink, and I'm going to offload onto the stencil itself. Then from there, I'm just going to come down and cover my entire truck. And again, I'm not doing this as hard as I would on a piece of wood, but I'm also going to try to go down, oops, I didn't get the rest of that tire, to go down over it once, and then the second time I'm picking up the excess. Can you tell? I'm just like, oh, I'm right next to that. I need a little bit more ink. I think I'm going to do all these lowers, and I'm chicken, so I'm actually going to be super careful. And oh my gosh, I think I'm going to take out oh my gosh. I think I'm going to take out, oh come on, let's go over that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out, for these really tight spots, I'm going to take one of my paintbrush squeegees. I'm chicken. So what I'm going to do is up here, I'm like painting back from here, because what I don't want to happen is to have my green shamrocks become black. Turn that over a little bit. See how close that is? That's why I'm so chicken. And I'm going to say, it's okay. I'm chicken, you can be chicken too. That's fine. I'm just trying to make sure that I keep my colors separate. And these are so very close. We'll see if we can do it. I'm not sure. I have the feeling some of my green actually is going to bleed into my black. But we'll see. Maybe not. Try to get some of that excess off. I have one little spot here. I can just see that I missed it. Okay. Got that excess off. Ah! Okay, also got black ink on my finger. So I'm going to take my little piece out here. And then I'm going to, I have several sets of Paintbrush Squeegees. Oh my goodness, green. Are you going to give me a hassle today? I have several. I probably have 4 sets because I use these all the time. Oh, this one I've used so much that it's cracking off. Oh well. No mind. Okay, so then I'm going to go with each of my little shamrocks here, and I'm just painting my ink like you're using a paintbrush right on to my shamrocks. And this should allow me, oh, there went one of my pieces that cracked off. Okay, this should allow me to get close, but not too close to my black truck. And I can wipe off my excess there. And I'm just going to go here. Yes, I'm a nervous wreck. This is a challenge. Oh, is she gonna get it right? Okay, if I have an anxiety attack in the middle of the live, just tell my husband that he needs to help me. Of course, he'd stand there and look at you like, what? What do I need to do? But he actually is very helpful. Eventually. No, I'm picking on him. He's a great guy. Oh, come on. I have just these teeny tiny little edges, and I'm so frightened to get it into the wrong space that I'm just not. Come on, Lynn, you've got this. Oops, I think I got a little black in there. Okay, oh boy. I'm just going to move on. So I think I got all my excess up. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my cut apart squeegee and I'm just going to more of my brush came off of that. I'm going to take these down, and as I'm coming down, I'm just making sure that I hit all of it. And then I think you've seen me do this before, where if I'm not quite sure, I'm going to take this off very slowly. Oh, this. I want to make sure that everything has enough ink on it so I don't have to go back and fix blotchy spot. I have one little piece of black and in the Loads of Love, and you know what? I'm okay with it. It's one speck, and if that's the worst of my problems, I'm good. I'm good. I'm also going to do this just one more time up here, just to make sure I know, and I'm taking my chances, right? Just to make sure I have all those little pieces. And I can see right here, I've got some black ink, and I've got a little bit here that I can stick right in there. It's the top of the truck, I think, is where I'm going to have trouble with. But I can always fix that if I need to. So I have green and black ink, and so I want to make sure. So are you loving what we're doing here? Oh, share the love with your friends, invite them over to my channel, and let's have fun crafting together. March is National Craft Month, and it's all about connecting and creating and having fun together, whether you're watching or you have your own craft going on, or maybe you're even following along and doing the craft with me. Okay, we're going to pull up really slow. Boy, I have ink and paint underneath my nails. So I'm going to pull this up really slowly and make sure, oh, come on. I see one little spot on my truck. So I'm going to just fix that up. And, of course. This took me a little bit longer than it should have, so I'm hoping that my ink, I'm hoping that my ink didn't dry. So we're just going to pull. Oh, come on. Okay, look at that. We have our truck. Oh, when I went back. Oh, I never should have done that. I knew my truck was going to give me. I think it is my ink. I don't ink a lot, so my ink might be a little old. Let's see if I can get this flat on here. What I did notice was that as soon as I started pulling up that stencil, okay, we can fix this, and we're going to. So I'm going to take a new squeegee, and I'm just going to very carefully go over the edges of my truck where I miss this edge. And you know what? He's going to be fine. Oh, by the way, my green turned out just fine. It's the black, and this happened the last time I used black, so I think, oops, I think I have some old black ink, because like I said, I don't ink a whole lot. So we're just going to try to, yeah, this is going to need, I'm going to use the one that's just a pointy one in here, because I've got that line that I want to stay open. I'm just kind of brushing with this. Oh, I see another piece up here. And so I tell you, the Paintbrush Squeegees have been my lifesaver, especially with this black lately. But I'll just put in another order and get more or newer black ink. I just did that with all my chalk paste. I think I replaced over almost every single chalk paste. So my order came in yesterday and I got treats. I got more chalk paste, and here I was going to use them with my sales coming up, and yeah, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like they're going to be used by me. So I have to make another order. I take my stencils and chalk paste and different accessories with me to craft shows to sell. Okay, I think if I keep playing with this, I'm just going to make a bigger mess. So I'm going to wash my stencil here really quickly. Oh, that black ink is so thick. Yeah, I think I need new black ink because it's just, I can barely get it off my stencil. It's just thick as thieves. I'm going to let that soak in there a little bit. I normally don't do that, but I want to show you my little truck here. Try my hands, probably touch it wrong. So let's take this out, get our little ink pad out of here. I usually wait until it's dry to do that, but I didn't do that this time. Okay, just want to make sure. For cute! How cute is that? Oh, fun, fun, fun. My grandson will love it. Won't look too good on me, but my grandson will love it. So, there you go. We're almost done with all kinds of leprechauns and shamrocks and all those things. But you know, if he's at my house that day, I haven't checked on the date. We can both dress up and play leprechaun games. Maybe we'll trap a leprechaun. Anyway, without further ado, I will let you go and get back to your crafting, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Happy crafting!